Woo! It's the boy, Bubba Lutz, coming through. Hella clutch, flawless, can't be touched. It's your boy, Bubba Lutz. Yeah, I need that hot take. I need the truth and everything that is not fake. So tell me who's
Welcome back, Bubba Bunch, to another episode of the Bubba Lutz Sports Podcast. It is episode 242. It is winners and losers of Week 5 in the NFL, and boy, was it a fun one this weekend. We have so many things to talk about on this broadcast, but let me bring in my favorite co-host, Kevin Rios.
What's up, man? What's up, bro?
He's doing the you didn't do the lip bite. You got to do the lip bite too if you're doing the Chris Collins
you
work.
right, bro. Oh, damn, you right, actually.
You got to do it.
I'll do it.
He's like,
Hey,
wow, what a fun time to be a football fan, you know?
He gives you that cheesy smile, and then he proceeds to say, here's a guy like 20 times.
Look at how quick he gets the ball off. It's just a crazy thing in the NFL.
I love him, man. I love him. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, best broadcaster duo out there.
Absolutely.
I love him.
I wish I could have heard them on Sunday night for the Bills and Chiefs game, but unfortunately there was a tornado warning in my area. Not even in my area, it was more of DFW, and so I spent most of the third quarter listening to the news people.
Yeah.
In a picture-in-picture, so they had the small screen and then the game was in the big screen.
Yeah.
But the audio was for the news instead of the actual game. So that was weird when Josh Allen's throwing bombs down the field, and you're like, we are expecting 70 miles per hour winds in the Garland area.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, look, bro, right now, like the whole entire day, it's been like 30 mile an hour winds, 40 mile an hour winds over here. So you probably brought that shit over to us, honestly. I don't know.
Hey, I bring the rain.
The rain?
I make it rain. Is that better? Is that better?
Yeah, man,
Okay,
for sure.
I brought it back.
Man.
I brought it back. I'm a little rusty.
Yeah, but you know who's not rusty? The winners of this week. Because let me tell you what, there's some winners that deserve a whole lot of bubbly this week. I'll tell you what.
A whole lot of bubbly.
Whole lot of bubbly. I got one that you probably won't think about, if I'm being honest with you.
Is that how you're starting off?
First winner. First winner this week. Look, I've been saying it since week 1. You've been saying it since week 1. But no. There's some organizations in this league that do not deserve to have players of this caliber. And then, it's like, hey, when they finally, pop off, like, remember when I spent a first round draft pick on this guy? But we barely found out about him 5 weeks in? Yeah, that's what happened to Kyle Pitts in London.
I was about to say, we're having the same exact, argument or, statement, because mine goes a little something like that.
Yeah, but
Pitts?
no. Yeah. Look, man, I've been saying since week 1. I even have a friend that's a Falcons fan, and I texted him after the game. I was like, bro, where was this? Where has this been the last 4 weeks? And he's like, I don't know, man. I'm numb. And I'm like, oh, me too, bro. Me too. I'm a Cowboys fan. Same.
Low key Cowboys fan.
Yeah, man. But no, for real though, Kyle Pitts. Look, Kyle Pitts just needed to get out of Atlanta, right? He had to go to London to get the mojo, right?
He had to go overseas.
Yeah. But look, man, did he look good? He looked real good. 9 receptions, 119 yards, and a tutty.
The game-winning tutty.
That, bro? Hey, bro, what's that? What's that in fantasy points? Quick math, go.
Whole lotta.
26. Whole lot of points. Man, you know what's crazy too is that I know you'll make the argument. Oh, but he was. You don't watch fantasy footballers, do you?
I watched them for like a week, and then I was like,
Okay, well,
sorry.
To you people that do listen to him, I'm gonna impersonate the voice of public reason.
You people.
But Kevin, they're playing the Jets. Yes, voice of public opinion. They were playing the Jets, but
I mean, that does help.
they were also playing the Giants not too long ago. The Giants trash. They were also playing. Who did they play last week?
The Falcons?
Yeah,
They played.
they played another really bad team last week.
Who cares? Oh, wow. Wait.
It's. Am I wrong?
You're going to need to say all of that over because the last like 20 seconds, you were frozen.
Frozen.
Yeah. So just start again.
You know who else was frozen? The Washington football team. That's who they played.
Ah.
Yeah, and their defense has been trash this season. So where was Kyle Pitts? Where was he last week? Where's Calvin Ridley, by the way? Anyway, look, Kyle Pitts finally has his breakout game, which he so rightfully deserves. Should have been a breakout start of the season, if I'm being completely honest with you. But don't know what they're doing over there in Atlanta. They are 2-4 for a reason, or no, 2-3 for a reason. All right, but look, Kyle Pitts, I love him, man. I'm happy for you. Let's see it continue, yeah, because apparently Calvin Ridley isn't doing anything. All right, Russell Gage, who's that guy?
I mean,
who's that guy?
Listen. Calvin really didn't even make the trip to London because he was injured.
Poor guy. Feel bad. I feel
And
bad
who
for him.
wants to go to that London game anyways? Nobody watches it. I mean, it's...
Wait, what? Wait, you mean you didn't wake up at 8:30 a.m. to watch football? Well, for you 8:30, for me 7:30.
You need to rephrase that to say, I didn't wake up at 8:30 to watch not football, the Jets versus the Falcons.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
not
bad game last
football.
week. Oh wait, but this week it's the Dolphins and the Jaguars. Yeah, Dolphins and the Jaguars.
In London?
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh.
Bro, remember, I don't know if you know, but they actually did a survey, and apparently London's favorite team is the Jaguars.
Well, yeah, because that's all they see.
So they go every single year. They
Is
go
it
every
a-
single because of that now.
Is it a thing to where like these teams volunteer to go, or are they chosen?
Dude, I don't know. I
Because-
don't know.
Like, if it's a volunteer basis, of course the Jaguars are going to do it. Nobody wants to watch them anyways. Might as well get the game out of the way.
Yeah.
But it's...
So,
if,
the Jaguars...
if Roger Goodell is sitting down and saying, you know what we need? We need the Jaguars. I would have been like, I think you're a little bit on dope, Mr.
So the
Goodell.
Jaguars have had 2 primetime games in the first 6 weeks of the NFL. Don't we love that?
I mean, Urban Meyer's been going prime time at the club, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, bro. Got him. But back to the main point.
1, 2,
Kyle
3,
Pitts.
grind. Go ahead.
Kids, don't listen to him. Kyle Pitts deserves a big old bubbly. Finally, should have had bubbly this whole entire time, but let's go, Kyle Pitts.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
I've been saying it. I don't know what they're doing over there in Atlanta, but obviously nothing. So
I need a tight end in my fantasy league. That's the one missing piece to my offense. And Kyle Pitts on the bench.
well, team's missing.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's all right, man. It's all right, man.
But listen, since you're going to bring up another first-round draft pick from this
Oh.
past NFL draft.
That's right.
And not living up to those expectations very early on, well, I could say the same thing about this man.
Oh,
Had his
my.
breakout game this past
Oh.
weekend. Unfortunately, did not get the win, though. Unfortunately, did not
Oh.
get the win and didn't even play the full game.
oh no.
Boxing is not going to be in this man's future. I'm so
Oh.
glad that he
Oh.
knows how to play wide receiver in this league because he's damn good at that. But I want to go a little back, a little further back, a little bit. First round draft pick, late first round draft pick, kind of questionable, a little bit of a reach to some people, including myself. I didn't have him as like one of my top 2, top 3 wide receivers, but he was definitely top 5, top 6.
Okay,
I
okay,
think he
yeah.
had a lot of talent, second or third round possibly, but they decided to take him around the early 20s.
Okay.
Man played really good. And you know what? I just remembered. He played alongside Kyle Pitts. Oh, see how it all ties in together, ladies and gentlemen?
Who is this guy, bro? Who is
This
guy?
man went 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of the NFL season, with -2 receiving yards. He had -2 yards to start off his career. let's go back even further. Started off the off season, or not the off season, but the preseason with a hamstring issue, with personal issues off the field, and then you had the -2 yards. He only gets 16 yards in his third game of his career. People are saying this is a complete travesty of a first-round draft pick. How could you pick him? Sterling Shepard goes down. Darius Slayton goes down. What are the Giants gonna do against the Dallas Cowboys? Well, then you had Daniel Jones go down. Then you had Saquon Barkley go down. Then you had the entire offensive line go down. I'm pretty sure Jason Garrett went down at some point because he overclapped on the sideline. But guess who somewhat saved the day and gave him a little bit of hope for the future at that wide receiver position? Kadarius Toney had himself a nice day.
You know what, man?
Really nice day.
Oh, how's my impression of him? How was that?
Well, you missed,
Was it good?
so it was dead on.
Yeah, exactly.
Dead on.
Thanks.
10 receptions, 189 yards. The Cowboys could not stop him. They would pick off Mike Glennon, but if he threw in Tony's direction, it was over. And if there's a punch in the direction from Tony, it's not hitting. So
No, it's not. It's
you
not.
know, a little bit of like the rookie rust, little rookie mistakes. He gets ejected from this game for throwing that punch, which was pretty stupid. I never said he was the smartest wide receiver in the league, but he's definitely one of the most talented that I've seen this year.
He looked really good, man. You know, I was watching that game, and, you know, besides the euphoria of dropping 44 on the Giants, damn, he looked really good. He looked really good. I'm genuinely surprised because I agree with you. I did not understand the pick at all. I thought out of every single position the Giants needed, a wide receiver could have waited.
Yeah.
But they went for him. And I don't want to say anything too soon because, you know, there's what, 10 games, 11 games left in the season?
Mm-hmm.
12. No, wait, no,
12.
no, not 10. 12, yeah. 12 games left in the season. But it's a good start. It's a very good start.
I mean, considering the first month of his entire career was a bust potential.
Yeah.
To come back and getting your chance finally. You didn't get it in the preseason. You didn't get it in the first couple of weeks. And your entire group, like that entire wide receiver room, is depleted. Completely depleted. So
Literally
it's
gone.
up to you. It really was up to him to get something going. Very similar to the type of performance that DJ Moore had against the Cowboys, to where, like, for some reason, the Cowboys just didn't want to focus on him, even though he was the only vocal point of that offense. But for me, this guy's super talented, played alongside Kyle Pitts in that great Florida offense last year, put up great numbers, had extreme talent. I thought he was very long and lengthy, but he's got the speed. That's what
fast.
The
Boy,
agility and
fast.
that speed toward the end of like the third quarter, fourth quarter. I mean, you could see it come alive. There was like that one play to where he had 3 defenders around him, and he just little juke move, little dance
shimmy,
revolution. I was gonna say revolution.
And then did you see where he just annihilated Trevon Diggs' ankles on that one route? Oh,
Yes.
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, that was disrespectful. It was
Yeah.
very disrespectful.
So for the terrible start to your career and to bounce back like that, it's not going to be a fun year for the Giants. It's not going to be a fun year to be a wide receiver in this Giants offense with long neck Mike Glennon at the helm. But you know what? Mike Glennon.
Oh, God.
Oh, we got the clash of the memes. We had Ben DiNucci on one side. We had Mike Glennon.
Mike
on the other.
Glennon.
It's just beautiful. Beautiful, ladies and
Beautiful.
gentlemen.
Beautiful.
Kadarius Toney, very impressed by you so far. You deserve a little bit of the bubbly.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Good bubbly.
Good bubbly.
Good bubbly. Oh man. So look, man. You know, we spoke about them a little bit. We had relatively good hopes for this team coming into the season. They looked pretty good coming into the preseason. They looked pretty good in training camp. They were getting a really big key piece coming back in the defense, and he's been showing out a little bit. Their running back is looking really healthy, and he's showing out. And come on, the most likable guy in the league,
Rodrigo Blankenship?
Herbie. Oh, well, we love him. Lego man, we love him.
That's a little
But
awkward.
but bro, Herbie Eckler, James, Keenan Allen, bro, Mike Williams finally living up to his expectation, bro.
Well, it's a good thing that he can catch the ball with no one in sight for about a mile.
You know, I was very, very surprised how easily the Chargers offense manhandled such a defense as the Cleveland Browns. But man, those Chargers look damn good, man. They look really good. So look, first of all, right? These Chargers go in and you beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. That's not no small task.
At
right?
Arrowhead.
At Arrowhead, yeah. Then you go in and then you silence a team that's former head coach will not be named. But you go in and you silence a Raiders team that was all talk, all buzz. We all knew that, their car was looking good. The defense was playing all right. And you go in and you shut them down. And then you go and you drop 47 on the Browns defense? The Browns?
How many? They scored 26 in the fourth quarter. 26.
Bro. Dude, Herbie, 4 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Bro.
Dimes.
Dude, you know what's crazy too? And I saw this meme and I couldn't help myself, bro. I started laughing so hard. It was a meme that said Dolphins fans watching Justin Herbert drop 55 points in fantasy. Oh, man. Whenever Justin Herbert is... You know how there's a lot of quarterbacks, like, when they're on, like, yeah, they're having a good game. They're having whatever, right? Bro, what I've noticed about Justin Herbert is that when he's on, he looks like the second coming of Joe Montana, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, this dude is dotting everywhere on the field. The defense on the other side has no chance. When Austin Eckler's on, bro, dude is like 5'1" and is running like Derrick Henry, bro. Yeah, I mean, you can say, and then, like I said earlier, you got Mike Williams, who, hasn't been a bust the last couple of years of his career, but he hasn't lived up to the expectation that when he got drafted. Now it looks like Mike Williams is the number 1 guy in LA.
Mm-hmm.
This dude literally said, Keenan Allen, like, I respect you, man, but move aside. It's my time, right? And then you got the defense led by Derwin James. Look, I'm not saying that the defense is a focal point because they did give up a lot of points. They've been giving up some points in a lot of these games. But this defense reminds me of the Packers defense from a couple years ago, where no matter how many points they're going to get scored on, they're going to make that stop when it counts, right? Mm-hmm. They're that kind of defense that they bend, but they don't break at the end of the game. Look, man, I'm really impressed. Like I said earlier, we talked about them. We said, yeah, they look good. They're going to look good this season. They're going to come in, surprise a little bit. But, we never thought it was going to be this good.
Not
this good.
I was thinking playoff hopefuls and sleepers in the playoffs.
But they look like the second best team in the AFC.
No, we're talking about Super Bowl. We're talking about AFC Championship
good.
At least for how good this offense looks.
Good. Look, hey, and look, this is all to your boy. I agree with you, but this is your boy, Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley could be coach of the year the way he's coaching these guys right now.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So, my boy Herbie, my boy Eckler, James, Allen, Williams, they all deserve a nice, fancy glass of bubbly.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Very nice. Very classy.
Very nice. Very classy.
Herbie's
a classy guy, man. He's really calm.
Oh, yeah. TikToks are great.
Bro, man throws 5 touchdowns. The next day in practice, he's trying to run away from the camera. How can you not like that guy?
Stay humble.
Stay humble, man.
Stay humble, man. Keep that hair going. That hair is flowing.
The hair does look good on him. He could be like the Thor of the NFL if he lets it grow out, right? Right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Little
Herbie action.
I might be a Chargers fan now, bro.
Bolts up, baby. So we're talking about the Bolts. let's give a little credit to the Cleveland Browns because they put up the fight too.
It's really not every day where your team scores 42 with all your players excelling and going off. Dude, that doesn't happen. So Browns do deserve a good honorable mention. They deserve a shot glass of bubbly, if you ask me.
You know, they get the when you're celebrating and you're popping the bubbly, and you know how it's going everywhere. You're spraying it. They could just be they get a little
they get
taste.
a little shower.
Right? Get a little taste.
A small one.
Yeah. Little taste.
Yeah.
But the reason why I bring up the Browns is because obviously this has to be the game of the year so far. I mean, this spectacular.
This game was something else. It was so good.
Sir, what if I told you that there was another game of the year candidate that happened the same day? That's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to see a kick competition,
I knew it.
If you want to see the best kickers in the world, if you want to see the best in the world, you go see Mason Crosby kick. The Packers and the Bengals put out a show. And ladies and gentlemen, it was the most entertaining part of my day. It was really clearly the best part of my day because watching them go back and forth at missing these kicks, it was almost a competition in itself to see who would give in and actually win themselves a game.
Yeah, that game was really fun to watch, honestly.
And let's think about it for a second. Mason Crosby's been in the league for about 100 years, right? He's like 70 years old. And then you have Evan McPherson, who has just been in the league for about 2 months. Rookie, has won multiple games this year with a game-winning field goal and had an opportunity to beat the Green Bay Packers at home to get the Cincinnati Bengals to 4-1. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they said, fuck that. And they said kickers aren't going to be able to do anything today because they just forgot how to kick. And I believe we had about 5 missed field goals and 6 kicks in total with extra points. It was amazing in all the wrong ways, but probably more entertaining for me than the Browns and the Chargers game. So 2 Game of the Year candidates happen on Sunday for Week 5. One for a really good reason, unless you don't want defense, or actually, if you like defense, don't watch one. If you like kicking, don't watch the other. But
if you like drama, watch that Bengals and Packers game, because that was
if you're one of those
insane.
people where like they ask you who are you rooting for, you're just like, at this point I want them to miss kicks until the end of time, because I want to see who misses worse, because nothing beats Evan McPherson hitting the flag of all things
and that was rough to watch,
and him thinking that he won the game. That was great in itself.
Poor guy.
Can we both agree that one of the most satisfying sounds in all of sports, or in general in the world, is hearing the ball doink off the goalpost?
It's hilarious because like when that kick, like when the ball's up in the air, everybody in the stadium just like stops talking for those like 3 or 4 seconds, so you can clearly hear when it hits the crossbar.
Yeah.
And then you either hear the cheers or you hear the gasp. Yeah, man.
It makes me smile. It makes me happy.
It's a really good noise. It's a really good noise for football.
Game of the year. Game of the years.
That was a good
games
game,
of the year.
That was a good game. Also, Joe Burrow should be put in the Hall of Fame for that game. The fact that he took like 2 huge hits and got back up and still played, like, oh my god.
He's got to learn how to slide though.
He does.
He needs to learn how to slide because
he does need to.
When he took those hits, that was clearly him just like trying to get extra yardage, and it's just not gonna happen.
He doesn't need. Yeah. So, good game though. Good game.
Really fun game.
Really fun game.
I tweeted. I was really upset that the televised games for the week were Washington versus New Orleans and Green Bay versus Cincinnati. And I was like, dear God, help me, because I'm not gonna enjoy these games. And it turned out to be one of the most entertaining games of the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah, it was really good.
Loved it.
All right, so we are going to the biggest winner. The biggest winner. Look, man, at least for me, I think this one is easy. If you have anybody else on this, well, I'll let one slide.
No,
But
no,
if you have,
I think we can both agree.
if you have anybody else on this list, you're wrong. Bro,
Jameis Winston. Oh,
by far, Jameis Winston. Nah, bro. Look, in all reality, though, dude, the Bills are the best team in the AFC. These Bills Mafia, actually, I should say. So look, I would have the Bills like right here, right? Chargers are there.
yeah.
They're number 2, but there's a pretty sizable gap, man. I mean, the Bills are going into every single game and they're just dropping 40, like with ease, with absolute ease. Their defense looks pretty good too.
Their defense,
and that's a compliment.
like I guess the biggest problem they had last year was the inability to get to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So their pass rush was just unbelievably lackluster last year.
Yeah.
And with the group that they already had, and then that rookie, believe it's Russo is how you say his name.
Gregory Rousseau, I believe so, yeah.
That man has been a huge upgrade on the end. And man, this defense may not win them games, but will keep them in games.
It's a good compliment. It's a good enough compliment to their offense, right?
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it's really easy to drop 40 when your defense is only allowing like 20, right? Mm-hmm. Your defense is allowing half the points you're even scoring to begin with. I mean, of course they're going to win games. And look, Josh Allen looks on fire. Dude looks locked in. Dude is tunnel vision. I mean,
yeah.
bro,
They mentioned that. They mentioned that in the broadcast, how they say, like, he doesn't get excited. He doesn't get hyped. He's very calm. And he's always been like that. But whenever they score a touchdown, like, he looks mad. Like, he looks more angry than he did prior to the touchdown.
yeah.
And that's a scary thing. Like, this man's in Arrowhead, by the way, on the road on Sunday Night Football. They just completely burgered the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, it was easy for them. It looked so easy.
He walked in there. They scored, I don't know what touchdown
38.
was. I think it was the second Emmanuel Sanders touchdown. I believe he had 2, right?
You know what? I didn't watch the whole game, if I'm being honest with you.
It was a dime that he threw to Emmanuel Sanders on the left side of the goal line. And when he was walking back to the sideline, the dude had like he looked like he was like, this is my fucking town. Like, that's what he looked like. He was just like, this is my fucking house. Like, I don't care.
Josh Allen is like Trae Young in the playoffs when he was just like
MSG,
murking on the Knicks.
That's a perfect example because that's exactly how confident and how
I don't even watch basketball, but literally when that was going down, I had no way to escape from it. That was literally on my Instagram and Twitter every single day, that whole entire series. And that same clip of like Trae Young just laughing at all these Knicks fans because when he was murking them.
Yeah.
Look,
Phenomenal.
dude, I don't look. The Bills are at a point right now where it's like, okay, and it happens every year. It happens every single year without fail. The Bills are at that point right now where it's like, when are we gonna get their reality test, right?
Like the heat check.
The heat check, right? Like, when is it gonna happen? You know, because there's teams, like I said, it happens every single year. But there's teams where they're winning, right? They're winning consistently. But there's a difference between winning consistently and annihilating consistently, right? Like I said, these guys are dropping 40 points every single game with ease. Who's going to not culture shock them, but who's going to shock them like that? You know? How are you going to go into Buffalo, or they're going to go into your house and you're going to see it? You're going to try to upset a team that drops 40 with ease? How? By scoring 35 and hopefully they score 31 or 32? Like, that's the point that the Bills are at right now. I don't see them not making the championship again. And it's funny to me because last year it was the Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen show, right? every single week, Stephon was having 150, and like 10 receptions, right? Josh Allen was throwing like 3 touchdowns, 300 yards a game. Easy, right? That's not the case this season. The ball is being spread around even more. Dude, you got Zach Moss, who can now complement Josh Allen. Last season, that wasn't the case.
Not at all. No.
Now Zach Moss looks pretty good. Even Devin Singletary decides to have a good game every now and then. Every once in a while. That wasn't the case back last season. So now you have Zach Moss and Devin Singletary that can complement Josh Allen's passing. Not even to mention that Stephon Diggs isn't even number 1 this year.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not him.
It's weird.
It's Dawson Knox, who came out of nowhere,
right,
is looking like a number 1 tight end. And then Emmanuel Sanders looks like when he was still with the Broncos.
Yeah, I mean, a perfect compliment.
It's mind-blowing to me. And it's funny too, because not even Cole Beasley's getting that many looks.
No,
right?
He only had like 2 catches the entire game.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like there is, as good as the Bills were last season, it looks like they're even better because now they don't have to just worry about, all right, if Stephon Diggs isn't catching the ball, then we'll go to Cole, and if Cole's not it, then oh well, we'll just have to try something else. Mm-hmm. No, that's not anymore. You have to worry about Zach Moss, sometimes Devin Singletary. Oh, they're not having a good game. Okay, go cover Dawson. Oh, not Dawson. Okay, go cover Emmanuel. And even with all that, you still have to say Stephon Diggs is still Stephon Diggs. You have to go cover Stephon. Dude, I don't see it. I don't see how this team is going to lose anytime soon. And if anything, I'm waiting for that culture. I said it again. I'm waiting for that shock game because I'm curious to see who it's going to be. Because right now, I don't see any team putting up 45 against the Bills when they're and winning by 5 or 4 because they're scoring 40-41 a game.
No, yeah. And if you look around the AFC, like what defense is going to stop them? Honestly, like all the teams that we suspected to have a good defense. Like, I thought the Browns were going to have a great defense. They just gave up 47.
Herbie murked them. Murked them.
47, like it was nothing. And 26 of those came in the 4th quarter. Yeah. And then you have New England, who has a really good defense, in my opinion, but they had Davis Mills throw all across the field on them. Like, Davis Mills.
Davis Mills looked really good. Really good. And like you said, against a Patriots defense that it's Bill Belichick. Like, a rookie quarterback played that good against Bill?
Yeah.
Like,
but
it's fun, man. It's exciting.
I mean, maybe that loss in the championship was the best thing that could have happened to them last year.
Dude, I'm telling you, if the Bills go to the Super Bowl this year, that picture of Stephon Diggs watching the Chiefs celebrate,
the confetti coming down,
hardest picture of all time. Hardest picture of all time.
Hear me out real quick, okay?
Oh my.
Because that was my winner. That was my biggest winner of the week. Well, just
a little bit of the bubbly.
Real quick though. It's February, and SoFi Stadium's looking pretty lit right now.
It looks lit in general.
You're on the sideline.
Oh god.
They're lining up at the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
Stephon Diggs walks up to you.
Oh.
Looks at the ref, says, "Am I good? Cool."
Oh, okay.
What about Trevon Diggs? Lines up against him, man to man.
Stop it.
It's Diggs versus Diggs.
Don't say that. No. I'm not gonna say it. No, I'm not. I'm gonna pretend you didn't even say that.
It's the best cornerback in all of football against one of the best wide receivers in football. It's a family affair.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't even say that because I'm a Cowboys fan and all I know is being numb.
Let it happen.
Stop. No. I'm gonna pretend like you didn't say that. Let's go to the loser.
Dude, like
I'm not accepting it.
During the Cowboys game, they were like, What if Trevon Diggs is the better Diggs? And I'm like, you know what?
Don't say that. I
was like, what if?
Oh my god, what if?
Before we get into losers real quick, because we're gonna get a little sad, so let's have a happy topic.
All right.
The Dallas Cowboys are 3-0 since you said line up, asshole, and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Since that point, I have told myself, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to be happier, be more positive.
You see what happens when you're more positive, asshole?
Not only that, but Anthony Brown is becoming like a god in the secondary.
Anthony
apparently.
Brown actually played really good, surprisingly.
He gets a pick six.
I think besides like that one really bad call, bad easy touchdown that he let happen, but he's been playing pretty good.
He's been all right. You know, in my opinion, he's been all right. I would still like Kelvin Joseph to come back and be like, yo, like, can we take over the spot?
I think he comes back next week.
I hope so, but like,
or after the bye. I'm sorry.
that would make it easier, right?
Yeah.
A good bye. Like it's like for how they are as far as momentum goes, they go into a bye week and then.
I think it's a little too early. Now that it's 17 games, I think it's a little too early.
Yeah, I get that. But what I think is pretty impressive about this Cowboys team is that in the past few years, or not even the past few years, but really like an entire lifetime, like when they have injuries to their starters, it's over. Yeah. It doesn't matter what position it is. If they have starters go down, it's over. They've had DeMarcus Lawrence. They've had Neville Gallimore, Donovan Wilson, guys that we loved last year go down. They're not even here yet. And yet our defense is looking better. They look better than they did prior.
I wonder if it's because they're on a good scheme with a good coordinator with good practice and drills. Oh. I wonder, right? I wonder.
What are you trying to say, huh? Not a Mike Nolan fan, I'm assuming.
Don't let me talk about that, man. I mean, I don't want to be that mean. You know,
Diggs versus Diggs sounds pretty amazing.
Stop, bro. Don't say.
But if you want to think about something else, like something bad about the Cowboys, just remember Brett Maher. Since we're talking about kickers, remember him?
No, actually, I completely forgot he even existed until right now. Wow.
I mean, if everyone's missing, might as well bring him back in the conversation.
He was our kicker. Wow.
No, I
forgot about that.
He was on the roster to be a kicker. That's the difference.
You know, it's funny though, because I remember when Brett Maher was announced because we let go of Dan Bailey, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, like Dan Bailey was declining," but then he went to Minnesota. He didn't do that bad.
He wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, who made the decision? Like,
well, sir, I don't think we have the time for that.
Well, sir, all I'm gonna say before going to losers is that
you know who it was? Now, Kevin.
Oh God. Oh no.
Now Brett was a really good kicker. He was a really good kicker.
Oh, you think so, Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys?
Yes. Now he will never be Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey means a lot to this organization.
So why'd you let him go, Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys?
Now being a kicker is really difficult in the NFL. Okay.
Oh, is it?
It's really hard. But what you got to do is when the ball is snapped, the placeholder has to hold the ball. And then the kicker has to kick the ball through those two poles. Now that's very difficult. Yeah.
You know, thank you for the kicking lesson, Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Go Cowboys.
Yeah, man. Hey,
How was that?
That's pretty good, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I hate to hear his voice, but I've been hearing it a lot more.
That was pretty good. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Also, last thing before we want to lose, just so you know, I'm 5-0. I have correctly guessed every single game this season so far. Just saying.
I'm 3-2. No, 2-3.
Yeah.
Sorry.
2 and 3. Yeah, you're 2 and 3.
But ever since I've been more positive, we're 3-0. That's all that matters. First loser of the week.
First loser. That's right.
Man. You know, even after the loss to the Cowboys, I was praising this team because I felt like coming into the season, they were on the right path, but I felt it was going to take a few years before they really started to show me something. The Carolina Panthers have shown people that they got a little bit more to prove and a little bit more to gain in this season rather than just a rebuilding year, right? Matt Rule in his second year, Joe Brady in his second year, now with Sam Darnold taking over. Let's see what this like revamped offense with some losses like Curtis Samuel, but they still got DJ Moore. They're going to get Christian McCaffrey back. And then they got that boy, Chuba,
Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba. And the defense that has a lot of really talented players, whether that's free agency or
and even better now.
CJ Henderson, who they acquired, and Stephon Gilmore. How could I forget?
That's what I'm saying.
For literally, basically this. Like he basically got traded for a bottle of sparkling water.
Hey man, but remember, the Patriots are really good at confusing 6th-round picks with 1st-round picks. Right? Yeah. Cool. So
that's
all
right.
their 6th-round picks are actually 1st-round picks, but we just don't see it as a general public. So
So you're telling me that 6th-round pick is going to become the next great wide receiver?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's the next Gronk.
Yeah, because remember, N'Keal Harry sucks. He was their 1st-round receiver. Yeah. So it's all right, man. It's all right. Continue with your point though.
After that Cowboys game, people called them flukes. And I said, well, let's just slow down a little bit because I
wouldn't say they were flukes.
I felt like Sam Darnold played very well through 3 quarters of football. I felt like DJ Moore is a stud in the NFL.
Yeah.
I like their receivers. Their defense actually showed a lot of pressure to Dak Prescott, kind of kept him on his toes, especially on the pass rush. They have plenty of pass rushers up front. And then the secondary does need some work with J.C. Horn out with injury. And then they had C.J. Henderson come in for like a week, and he had to play that game. So it's going to be tough for those guys against CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. But I say, you know what? I felt like the red zone play calling by Joe Brady was outstanding. Some of the best play calling I've ever seen. Joe Brady is legit a great coordinator, great play caller. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, they got their heat check against the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe the Cowboys are better than I thought. What the fuck happened against the Eagles? What happened? Because not only do you not score a lot of points, that's fine. That's fine because the Eagles aren't going to score a lot of points either. Yeah. So maybe you win that ugly game and you underestimated the Eagles. If your coach is coming out and saying that we played 3 quarters of football, we did not play 4. They played 4 quarters of football, and that's why we lost. You mean to tell me that one of the worst teams in the NFL, one of the worst, and it showed against the Carolina Panthers, you let them come back? You let them come back like that?
Yeah, that game was really odd to me. It was really, really odd. Not just because the fact that the Panthers let the Eagles come back like that, but I saw that game mostly like every now and then with like the game breaks that they were showing and some of the plays that I saw on Red Zone.
Well, you didn't really need to. That's the problem.
Yeah,
because if you watch that first half and like some of the third quarter, you're seeing Jalen Hurts rush for like 2 yards and have like, I don't know, 50 yards passing.
Yeah.
There was no offense for the Philadelphia Eagles.
But the problem was that there wasn't enough offense from the Panthers either against an Eagles defense that is, you could easily light up. Any team can easily light up the Eagles defense. So I agree with you. I don't know what happened. I don't understand how you go 3-0. You score almost 30 against the Cowboys. I mean, yeah, it was a little bit later in the game, but they still played pretty okay against Cowboys.
If they would have scored in that late situation for the Cowboys game, they're in that game.
Yeah.
That's a game at that point. But luckily the Cowboys didn't give up a touchdown at the very end.
But it was very odd to see how I'm not going to say collapse. That's a very strong word, but how they've kind of like taken a few steps downwards in the
wrong direction.
The wrong direction. It's weird. Maybe it's just a 2-game stint. Maybe. But I don't know. You start off 3-0 really strong, and then you lose these last 2 games, and you're kind of like, ooh, like, yeah, I get you. It's a little confusing.
All I'm saying is that they are 0-2 since trading Dan Arnold to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just saying.
I don't know why they did that. I literally said that on this podcast too. Why did they do that? Why?
Sir, the Jacksonville Jaguars needed a tight end. Desperately needed a tight end. So they're going to give up their first-round draft pick.
Did you know that he was actually the target and leading receiver against the Titans this past week? Dan Arnold. Hey, remember Marvin Lewis and Laviska Shenault? Yeah. I guess Trevor Lawrence didn't.
Nah. You got Dan Arnold.
Dan Arnold. I like Dan Arnold. All right.
It was nice to say Sam Darnold and Dan Arnold.
It was nice.
The Darnold Arnold connection. That's tough to say. That's really tough to say. As Kevin freezes again. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Give it a second.
Why, bro?
You back?
Oh, I'm back. All right.
We're fine. Let's move on.
Let's try to get.
We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this.
My first loser. I'm not gonna speak a lot about them because, frankly, I think it is an overreaction. But it's a little concerning.
Oh, are we doing the same one? For the exact same reasons?
What's going on? Andy Reid, you good?
Oh, we are.
What? Okay, then we'll tag team it.
I mean, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm not overreacting, but I am concerned.
Bro, what's going on? Like, they're the Chiefs. They will be fine. Okay, they're gonna be fine. But 2-3? The Patrick Mahomes led Chiefs are 2-3.
The 2-3 doesn't bother me. It's the way that they're 2-3.
Look, for me, I think I agree with you. For me, the thing that I'm most confused about, look, their defense being trash, whatever. Their defense has always been trash, besides like 1 year when they were like bend or break. But the fact that Patty isn't dropping the numbers he's been dropping, the fact that their offense hasn't been scoring as much as they have been in recent years. And I mean, you beat the Eagles by a touchdown? You get blown out by the Bills and at home? You lose to the Chargers at home?
You're losing to the people you're going to see later on. That's the concerning part, is that you're losing to playoff teams that will see you later on.
What's going on? Like, you can't say it's injury because everybody's on the field. Unfortunately, Clyde Edwards-Helaire had an injury this past game. He's going to be out, but you can't say it's injury.
Yeah, the issues were there prior.
They're all out there. So, is it... Look, like I'm saying, it's a complete overreaction. I don't agree with all this hate the Chiefs are getting. But I saw a debate yesterday. And, you know, can the question be brought up that maybe the league has finally figured out Patrick Mahomes?
No, I don't think that's the question for me. That's not what I'm concerned about.
But so it's a very exaggerated question, right?
Right.
But it does come to mind.
It does. It's the first time
Right?
in his career where we're saying that. And that's
Right?
hard because we've seen him play for 4 years straight up, just like
Dogging the NFL.
just like he did in
it's
college.
insane.
Like it's so easy to him. My thing is, look, I think we're reaching that point. And I think I said this. I don't know if I said this like the exact same way, but didn't I tell you like before the season started that like it's like the Chiefs are gonna be good, but we're gonna have a Warrior season to where they're gonna be hungover. Like they've been so good that maybe they're just gonna kind of chill out for a second,
Like trail off a little bit.
a little trail off, maybe just plateau a little bit to where it's just like they think that they can just beat everyone based on how they've been doing over the last couple of years, but it's just not the same. And I don't think they'll make the AFC Championship or make the Super Bowl. And that's what's happening. Like, it's hard to say because we've only had such a small sample size of 5 games, outside of like 60 out of Patrick Mahomes so far.
Yeah.
And I guess it's a blessing and a curse because to say like, oh, we finally see that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are human. Well, okay, like it was bound to happen. Good things must come to an end. And I think this is going to be a short period to where we see that. Like, Patrick Mahomes, like, you could have a bad year. Like, you could have a bad stretch of games. I don't think people are just thinking about that. I think they just automatically go to the fact that it's like, oh, now it's over. Like, the Chiefs dynasty is over. No.
Yeah.
Like, he's fine. Like, when, let's say the best batters in baseball, the best hitters in baseball, even they get on a cold streak. Even they...
Every single athlete has a cold streak once in their career, multiple times in their career. It's normal. It's what happens.
Like, Mike Trout will go cold at the plate. At some point, it's going to happen. It's happened.
Well, his body's going cold, poor guy.
It's just what it is, right? Like, Bryce Harper was amazing, and then all of a sudden you're like, he doesn't see the ball the same. Maybe it's the same thing with Patrick Mahomes.
Bryce Harper had a season this year where he was like MVP favorite through the first like 60, 70 games. Then he had like a 40-game stretch where what the hell's going on? And then like the last 50 games, dude was on top of the MVP race again. It happens. It happens in the season to every single player. Now, I just feel like it's more of a shell shock to us as fans to see, the Aaron Rodgers Jr., how we always portray him as, struggling this much. It's just really odd to see this happening because you don't think a coach like Andy Reid could go on a slump like that, right? But I think because since we're talking specifically about this week, that's why I bring them up, right? But for the long run, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I do not see the Chiefs going 8-9. Do you?
No, they're gonna have a winning record.
I guess the question is this, right? When does it end? When does this little stump end, right? Is it going to be next week? Is it going to be in 2 weeks? When is it going to happen? Well, and right now, the way they're looking, I mean, could you say that their schedule's hard? Yeah, their schedule's hard, but their schedule's always been hard and they win. So what's the difference now? And how long is it going to take for them to get over that stuff? Well, I think that's the question that should be asked.
Well, now that we have a better understanding of how that division is going to play out, like the Chargers are going to be on top. Chargers are going to be on top, without a doubt.
They look stunning, yeah.
With how things are shaping out in Las Vegas, this could be just like a downhill spiral for the Raiders. And the Denver Broncos look like fugazis. So
I mean, when you play the literally bottom three teams in the NFL, when you play them, you're obviously going to win. Then you go up against Lamar, who's playing out of his mind this season. Of course you're going to lose. But the surprise was how they lost to the Steelers. But anyway, back to the point.
So I think they still have a shot to make a wild card in that division. So second place is
they're
gonna viable.
Go, dude. Come on.
Here's the thing. There's two things that concern me about this team. One is the defense. I'm not
atrociously
okay.
Bad.
I'm not okay with the idea of like this offense is so good that you don't need to worry about the defense. No, you need to worry about the defense. We got to hold them up to a better standard. You got to hold yourself accountable because you have plenty of talented players on that defense. Clark, Jones, you have Tyrann Mathieu. You have a great secondary that some of them are banged up, but once they come back, they should be in better form. Yet we've seen them healthy and still give up plenty of yards and plenty of points. So I think it's on the coordinator and Andy Reid to step it up. Like, I'm not okay with this idea of just like, oh yeah, since we'll score more points, we'll be fine. No, you saw it in the Super Bowl last year that it's not always going to be the case to where Patrick Mahomes is going to score 40 for you. You got to step it up every once in a while. Like, just do it. Just do it once or twice in a season to where you feel more confident, more comfortable with like, okay, if we don't score this touchdown, we believe in our defense. You can't say that right now. They are historically bad. Second thing, just hearing, I keep an ear out for certain things. I've been listening. I listen to a little sports radio here and there.
I listen to the radio. Yeah,
I listen to the radio. And, a guy that's been around the league for a long time, that works over here in Dallas. He has a little inside scoop on the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's like, "Trust me on this." But the whole situation going on with Andy Reid's son and his trial of how he can go to jail for the DUI that he had at the beginning of the year.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
And then you have the health issues with Andy Reid. He went to the hospital just a few weeks ago. There's some personal things going on with Andy Reid that maybe we're just not looking into because it's just very private, very kept under the radar. But maybe this is a thing to where like Andy Reid's not focused on football right now. He's focused on his health. He's focused on his son. His son could go to jail for like 20 years because that's considered manslaughter for what he's getting accused for. And there's there's plenty of evidence to show that he might find himself guilty. You know, I'm just saying. But that's a huge thing to have in your personal life. And I don't think winning a football game is priority number one right now in Andy Reid's head. He's trying to make sure that his son is taken care of. So,
I honestly completely forgot about that.
I didn't even think about that either. And then when he said that, I was like, that makes all the sense in the world for just something that, you know, we don't know what's going on, and that's none of our business. You know, that's something that they should take care of on their own. That is their family, you know, private life, whatever. I'm worried about what's football. What I can worry about on the football side is the defense. Defense is terrible. Patrick Mahomes will be fine. Tyreek Hill is going to be fine. Yeah. The way that they're scheming against the Chiefs offensively it's what we saw in the Patriots last year. Remember that one game where it was really ugly, and then Brian Hoyer had to come in and it was like 9-6 in like halftime?
Yeah.
The strategy for the Patriots was that they didn't blitz Patrick Mahomes. Blitzing doesn't work against Patrick Mahomes. It's you have a lot more corners, a lot more safeties on the field. You rush 3 or 4. If you could do that effectively, like the Buffalo Bills did, they only rushed 3 or 4, and they got to the quarterback.
And it obviously worked.
It worked because now you take out Tyreek Hill as that deep threat because you're double covering him on every single play. Make them get those little chunk yardage. Make them pass all the time because they can't run the football. The Chiefs don't like to run a long drive. They don't want to be on the field for 8-9 minutes or even longer. They want to score in a minute. They want to score in 2 minutes. And they're not being able to do that, so it's frustrating Patrick Mahomes because he's so used to it.
Yeah.
I think he'll eventually figure it out, but for right now,
he will.
It's just a case of like going through the motions of like trying to figure out how this offense works. When now, what you've been doing for the last 5 years, and it's a common thing in our lives. Like we've been doing something for so long, and we're accustomed to it, and it feels easy to us. And then someone comes in and says, "No, we're gonna change it up," and you're like, "Whoa, no.
Yeah,
we're gonna do it my way." And then you try to combine everything. It just doesn't work. I think that's what the Chiefs are. Chiefs can make the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah. They'll be fine.
But if this defense doesn't get any better, they're going to get routed in the first round by Cleveland or by Buffalo.
It's just very surprising. But yeah, it's odd. Really quick, I'll just do my second loser. It's really not that big of an issue. You already kind of spoke about it. We'll get to the giant elephant in the room as the last loser for both of us. But I'll just say real quick, rest in peace to the Giants franchise. We will see you in 2022.
Oh God, you mean the New York medical facility? Jesus Christ,
dude! I read a report that like half of their offense, like literally half of their rostered offense, is on either injured reserve or they're hurt, like for the next coming weeks.
Wasn't the stat 76% of their starters are injured right now?
Is that what it is?
Offensively,
yeah.
And then you're not even talking about the defense. Like Blake Martinez torn ACL. That's their best player on defense.
And then on their defense, besides Blake Martinez, James Bradberry has not looked like James Bradberry.
Oh my God,
dude! Amari Cooper was playing hurt, and he burned him.
That was you know,
was good.
You know what was really good about that catch? Is that little elbow that he gave to Bradberry before he leaned forward to catch the ball from Dak? You know, just kind of put Bradberry on like a little bit of skates. Just off balanced him a little bit just so he could get that leverage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, man. You know, this look, I've already said it multiple times. The Giants franchise is a joke. 100%. But in all reality, it's really easy to be a joke when you don't even have your starters. So, like I said, rest in peace. See you in 2022. Just a quick little loser for me. But let's end this on possibly one of the most bombshell news pieces we've ever had in the NFL in recent years.
Okay, all right. Let me just give you a little backstory of how I have consumed this knowledge.
Oh, how you've acquired the news, like your timetable?
Yes.
Okay. Go for it.
So that initial report comes out of Jon Gruden using racial slurs or offensive language racially in emails that came out in 2011. I was like, man, they're trying to cancel Jon Gruden. You know, it's the lovable Monday Night Football guy, QB camp. I'll tell you what, Like, Spider 2 White Banana, how can you cancel Jon Gruden? I see the initial email. I'm not saying that I agree with what he said. Believe me, that is not going through my head whatsoever. I am not on his side whatsoever. When I heard what he said about the Michelin lips or the Michelin tires lips,
that was some quote.
I was oblivious to that slur, if you want to call it that. I don't know. I'm kind of like, what's the right word for this? Not like idiotic is not the right word, but kind of oblivious to it, in that range, right? Lack of a better term. I've never heard that. Never heard that in my life.
Never heard it. No.
And I was like, okay, let me think of it like this. I don't know if going racially was the right thing to go to from the jump.
Yeah.
We all say stuff like in our personal lives to where it's like, if we said that to other people, maybe it wouldn't be okay, but we're all human. We make jokes. The occasional joke is fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then he gets the press conference.
Emails came out.
Well, the press conferences happen of like him saying, "I'm sorry. I didn't remember saying that." That's from 2011, and that's like a long time ago. And I'll get to that in a second. I just want to mention that. And so he's like, "I'm gonna focus on football. I'm not gonna resign. It's whatever. We're gonna play football." Then they lose, and then the press conference, he's like, "I already said what I said. There's no reason to talk about it anymore." Today, this morning, I'm in the car, and they're talking about it on the radio. And I was like, after hearing that he resigned yesterday, you can't tell me it's based on that one email. It just can't be based on that one email.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that all these other ones came out. And
now you didn't know?
I didn't know. I just
okay.
heard and read that it was like homophobic, that it was sexist, misogynistic. So I was like, okay, I need to see the emails. Like, what did he say? Boy, that 10 minutes before work.
That email was something.
Emails,
you're right. Yeah.
Now that is unacceptable.
Dude, that is wow.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible. And my only thing was in the back of my head is saying the only thing that can save him, in quotations, the only thing that could save him is the fact that this was 2011. And they're like, no, these are from like 3 years ago. And I said, Jon Gruden, you are fucked. You cannot be doing that. Look, 2011 was a different time. An absolutely different time in our culture, in our planet, the way that we viewed things. People just didn't know how to receive certain things about homosexuality, about transgender, rights, or racial slurs, racial equality, injustice. It was a different time. We just weren't ahead like we are now, or trying to get to that point like we are now. So there was a lot of people that would say some homophobic things, but they never meant it to be homophobic in the way of very disgusting and very brutal in the sense.
Yeah.
But if you're telling me that 3 years ago, this man is sending emails of half-naked cheerleaders to different people around the league.
No. They weren't half naked. They were full.
Ooh,
full on.
Okay. I read another one. So I'm going to trust you on that, because at this point, I'll take your word over Jon Gruden's. Then you have more racial slurs. Then you have misogynistic things. But what really hurt the most about this was the homophobic slurs, because you mean to tell me that you have Carl Nassib on your team and just came out openly and said, I'm gay, and is playing for you. And just like 6-7 years ago, you were calling Michael Sam the F word on an email?
Yikes.
That's disgusting. That's horrible.
Yikes.
And I was like, there's no way he can save himself now. Like, we're never going to see Jon Gruden coach in the NFL. be a part of the NFL, go back to ESPN. This man's ruined, absolutely ruined, and it's a shame. It's a shame because of the character we've grown to love throughout our childhood, throughout our fandom of the NFL.
Yeah.
And of course, there's going to be people that said we never suspected that out of him. And I was like,
and then to literally put the cherry on top, he insulted the commissioner in one of those emails.
I mean, if you're going to get yourself...
As if all of that wasn't already bad enough. He insulted the commissioner in one of those emails. This dude is done. Like you said, we are never going to see his face again. We're never going to hear his name again unless something happens in the next 5-10 years. But he is done. His life is over. You know, I don't really think I can say that much because you really hit it. You hit the nail on the head. But the one thing that really stuck out to me the most, you know, like you said, besides like the homophobic slurs, besides the misogynist slurs, besides calling out the commissioner, and then, you know, the sexist comments about women in the NFL. The thing to me that's the most messed up, I mean, everything is just insanely messed up, but you mean to tell me that at the time, Bruce Allen, the executive chairman of the Washington football team, forced his own cheerleaders to take pictures like that in the nude, and he sent them to Jon? So here's the thing. If that was just Bruce Allen and Jon Gruden, dude, what the hell did he do with other cheerleaders?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell did he do? Like, you can't tell me that if that happened once and 2 people were okay to do that, there's no way you can sit there and say that from 2003 to when he started coaching first to 2009, 2010, that didn't happen again. Dude, that is disgusting. Literally, that is the most horrendous thing I've heard in the last couple of years when it comes to... It's... Damn. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what word to describe.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg if we're really thinking about it, because
there's probably so much more that hasn't been uncovered yet.
They've already, I forget who exactly tried or is trying to do this, but they're trying to get all of those emails,
the DEA,
released. And the biggest question that I have at this point is that Jon Gruden sent those emails to someone, but we don't know who. My thing is, once they received those emails, how did they respond? We haven't seen those yet. We're only, like, Jon Gruden's the tip of the iceberg. We've only seen one person get annihilated for this.
And now with the whole topless pictures, now it's Bruce Allen.
Oh, so now Bruce Allen's done. Bruce Allen's definitely
Bruce Allen's done, right? But like now, Jon Gruden and Bruce Allen, I agree with you. Who's next?
We forget the number, dude. It's a big number. I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands. I may be wrong on this, but I think it's millions of emails that have still yet to come out. That's gotta be thousands of people around the NFL or around sports that either received those emails and had conversations with Jon Gruden at this time, or were sending Jon Gruden emails as well. This is bad. This is really
bad.
This is going to take months, if not years, to really figure out. And if I had to bet on it, if I had to guess, just because of how horrible Jon Gruden was in these emails, I'm putting money on the fact that he's not the only owner that's involved with this.
No.
Definitely not the only owner in the NFL.
Coach.
Or only coach. And then that too, because of...
just personnel.
In general, yeah. But there's got to be owners involved. Multiple owners. So for now, it's like, yeah, you can get those Jon Gruden ones out, but I think we got to move on already because that's done for. That is completely done for.
Yeah.
He's done. But now we got to worry about the other people that are involved that just let this happen. They saw the emails, they saw the words being said, and they were okay with it. Those are people that should be taking charge or held accountable.
Yeah.
That are liable for this too. We can't forget about them. Because if I got sent an email like that of him talking about Michael Sam or about women in the NFL, I would have been like, hey, John, you can't be saying those things, dude. And that's not okay. I wouldn't just laugh at it and be like, all right, got to go to work.
Oh, that's Chucky for you.
Oh, good old John.
Good old John. Oh, my God. Yeah, man. And, bro, I'm not trying to sugarcoat this or make any light about this, but he literally just finished building his mansion right next to the most religious person in the NFL, Derek Carr, his own quarterback. They were going to be neighbors. Dude. Yikes.
Hey, Derek Carr, go ahead and head on out of Las Vegas, huh?
Hey, Derek Carr, go to a team that'll actually help you out. Yeah, man? All right, man.
Go to someone that's not a racist.
Yeah. It's a good idea. I think that's a good idea.
Hey, but one of my hot takes. Check that one off. Jon Gruden, not the coach anymore.
Yeah?
Resigned, more like fired, and it was mutually agreed to part ways. Bullshit.
You know, it's not the way you said it was going to happen, but good job.
That's what they said. That's what they say, that he resigned, but
he got fired.
He got
obviously.
fired. So, chalk one up for a good old Bubba. Chalk one up. I mean, I didn't want it this way.
No,
I definitely didn't want it this way. I thought they were just going to be bad.
Yeah.
No, he's a terrible person.
Racist.
Horrible
Racist.
person.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Literally every single kind of bad-ist. That's what he is.
From this point forward, our biggest loser of the week will be renamed to the Jon Gruden Award. For winners and losers.
They're going to be checked in every week.
Yes.
Yikes. What a way to end the episode.
And we powered through it. Great episode. Thank you, Kevin, for joining us.
Hey, man. Thanks. Appreciate you. You know, my internet or PC decided to bug out a bit, but we made it.
We made it. Episode 242 is in the books, ladies and gentlemen. Winners and losers of Week 15 in the NFL. Make sure to do all the things on YouTube, like, follow, subscribe on audio platforms as well. Make sure to go to anchor.fm/Bubba Lutz to become a paid member of the Bubba Lutz Sports Podcast. And always check in on the YouTube channel for more content. Later on this week, we will have some more discussions, more videos, and plenty of more football to talk about. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time on the Bubba Lutz Sports Podcast.
Yeah, hold on. Tell me who's your top 5 quarterbacks right now, dead or alive, huh? And how much do you care about a ring if the best player got carried by the team?